We are here to do the player ratings. I know most of you are really eagerly waiting for them, but Arsenal have gone ahead to win their other game of the season. 4 games, 1 draw. And that puts them to 13 points, and they are 4th onto the Premier League table because Liverpool and Spurs have gone ahead to score more goals than Arsenal. That's why Arsenal is not into the 2nd position. But the most interesting bit of it all is Arsenal are 2 points behind Man City. And now we are here to bring you the player ratings of all the players that really play this beautiful game of football and all those that really came in through. Arteta's rating is also going to be given to you. And lastly, the man of the match is going to be announced towards the end of this video. But you can as well go into the comment section, tell me you're watching in from, who is your man of the match, and react to every rating that I'm going to give every player, because everybody is entitled to his own opinion. We go to David Raya. For me, he had nothing to do on the day, as I told you in the match reaction, but the beauty of it all is him keeping a clean sheet. And guys, for any goalkeeper, success is when he keeps a clean sheet. That is it. However much he never had very many shots to save during the night, but he had a clean sheet. And that's a perfect debut, or that's the dream debut that everyone would obviously dream of having. And you know, having been a player at Brentford and coming in at Arsenal and being given a debut that has seen him really not really thrive to the levels that we expect him to be, and facing a side like Everton that Arsenal had spent 6 years without winning at Goodson's Park, obviously sends a lot of fear into him. But the way he was composed on the day, his ball distribution was on point, and that is David Raya for you, and he's earning a 6.5 out of 10 for me. That's what I'm giving David Raya. We go to Benjamin White, right back, obviously doing the required job of the right back. That is Benjamin White, and he did all the necessary bit to see to it that he takes Arsenal to where they deserve to be. And he even had the only shot on target for Arsenal in the first half, and his composure and link-up play, was really great. The intricate passing, the return passes in between him and Bukayo Saka and Odegaard were really great. His composure in the defense and both defense and offensive areas of the pitch really gave him a very good goal for this game, and that is the player Benjamin White. Let me give him a 7 out of 10 because he really had a good game for me. He was not exposed at any one point, and none of the left attacking midfielders for Everton really just created havoc on that side. Zinchenko comes in through to obviously put in a very good performance. I saw him trying to shoot, and there are 2 passes that he released. Trossard, they're really intricate and very accurate, though on both occasions Leandro Trossard was offside, but it shows you what an eye for a line-breaking pass Zinchenko really had. And defensively, he was really solid, and I liked the way he obviously made his step into the midfield, obviously, as he played it as an inverted left back for the other side of Arsenal. So things have gone ahead to come in through heavily for Everton, and Zinchenko always gives Arsenal a very, very good reference when it comes to obviously retaining that ball. And I saw him really putting out a blind pass twice in that entire game, yet he made very many passes. He's a player who enjoys to be having the ball, cuts inside as an inverted left back, and really finds out a pass, So that's why Arsenal attacks with very many bodies into their side. So that is it coming in from Zinchenko, and he gets a 7 out of 10 from me. We go to Gabriel Magalhaes. Solid. He got a professional yellow card on the day that obviously had him really praised by Arsenal fans, because if at all that guy called, what's the name, Beto, went past him, would have been a difference altogether. And towards the end of the game, he looked tired, and it never took him off, because at the moment a player really really bends and holds and gets his knees to support his hands, you just get to know that something is happening with his energy. So he had run short of energy, and I think maybe Yakub Kivior would have been a guy to be brought on, but all in all, he found it unnecessary. That is Mikel Arteta to hate this guy in. So as it stands, he played very well. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Having played 2 games last week for Brazil, on plane for almost 23 hours from Brazil to England, and then he starts to train on Thursday and Friday, and he gets ready for the game. That shows you how good this player is and how much he is going to hit, obviously, meet the levels of the required people down there. So as it stands, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. That is Gabriel Magalhaes for me. Let's go to William Saliba, guys. Talk about closing down the giant better of Everton and Calvert-Lewin when he was brought on. You know, Saliba looks like he's a defender who is in 25 years of age, but he's just 22. That's what most people really forget. But he really did everything he had to do. He is really press resistant. He's composed. And when it comes to the hard part of him, he wins physical battles. He's good in the air and on the floor, and his confidence is way up the ceiling that he does everything perfectly, and that's why Arsenal fans really rate Saliba a lot. And that's why they obviously said that giving him a new contract is a new signing, and obviously it was. That is Saliba for you. And I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10 for me, because in that back line of Arsenal, he was the most busiest and most important player who obviously closed down those passes and runs coming in from Everton, and it gave him the best that he deserved, and his team really kept a clean sheet. 7.5 for me. He looks like the youngest, but he's the commander of that defense. That is William Saliba. 7.5 out of 10. We go to Declan Rice. Declan Rice really had a very, very beautiful game, and I'd like to confirm to you that he's one of those players that was the difference from the team that Everton beat last season of Arsenal at Goodson's Park to this team that Everton failed to obviously beat. Do you know that it was very easy last season for Everton to pass through the midfield of Arsenal, but today it was really hard because there was a player who had the most number of blocks the previous season, that is Declan Rice, and his passing is really great. I've seen him really improve a lot, and I think we're yet to see the best of Declan Rice at Arsenal. You know, sometimes when you've not gonna hate, obviously, get to know that the number is 100% yours, you really find it hard to obviously express yourself. But I think with Thomas Partey injured, he really knows that the CDM area is his, and he has close to 1.5 months to really prove to Mikel Arteta that these fans of Arsenal shouldn't call for Thomas Partey to be played in the midfield because I do the job. I think Declan Rice really did a very good job, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Very, very solid player, and he really played very well for the side of Arsenal, and he gave it the vibe that he really deserved as a team of Arsenal. And I hope you guys agree with me, because Rice really put in an effort that every team really desired for him to go ahead and do, and that was Declan Rice for you. 8 out of 10 for me. He really put in a lot of effort. We go to Martin Odegaard, another brilliant display from this Arsenal captain. He was on shot twice. He was on target twice, and the goalkeeper had to save it. And the way he starts that corner that results into a goal, and that pass to release Bukayo Saka towards the byline to put in a cutback to find Leandro Trossard was obviously marvelous and good. You know, sometimes you just need a moment of composure, and obviously Arsenal had a moment of composure. They put a couple of touches together and then released Bukayo Saka on his weak foot. He found Trossard, and Trossard really placed that ball into the mid left corner, and the ball really struck off the post and it went into the back of the net. That is something great for a player like Leandro Trossard. For a team that was pressing high up the pitch, it was really great. And remember, Leandro Trossard came in for Martinelli, who was really injured. Martinelli was injured in like 15 minutes, 16, 20, and he was taken off. And we are yet to hear an update coming in from Mikel Arteta as far as the injury update of this guy is obviously concerned. So Martin Odegaard, for me, he deserves a 7.5 for me. 7.5 on the day. We go to Bukayo Saka. All right, he was really fouled a lot, And each and every time these players get to know that he's having really a nagging ankle and Achilles, they try to obviously step on it so that they will get him out of the game. But he was not afraid. He has a heart of a warrior, and he fought his way throughout. Though he never really found himself doing a lot by putting in crosses and going past Mielenko, because Mielenko had pocketed him very well. But that one moment he got from Odegaard, he really made it important. And that cut-back cross that found Trossard, put it in the back of the net to make it count. And that one moment that really defined the game obviously makes him one of the best players on the field of play. And for my case, Saka deserves a 7.5 out of 10 for me. He really had that to do. You know, he would have gone ahead to be selfish, but he went in for a cut-back cross. And I heard Trossard say, I called him, I shouted at him, and I called the ball, and he gave it to me in a perfect position, and Trossard did justice to it and made it count to that only goal that Arsenal scored. Saka, 7.5 out of 10. Martinelli getting a goal that was disallowed, and then he was really taken off the field of play, injured again. I don't know what's really wrong with him, because last season, what led to his injury was something hard. It was a scissor tackle from Moise Caicedo, and he went off the field of play. Like Arsenal was left with like 3 games to play to commence their to cease their season, or to halt their season. That is it. So as it stands, it's all about him, and I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. That is Martinelli, because when he got off, he had not done lots of things, but I give him a 6.5 out of 10 for what he did. We go to Eddie Nketiah, almost a passenger, and he had nothing to do. He was just doing the pedestrian job at the field of play. Apart from that moment, he was offside and tapped the ball to find Fabio Vieira, and Fabio Vieira released Martinelli, and Martinelli buried that ball in the back of the net. That VAR found Eddie Nketiah offside. I don't remember any moment Eddie Nketiah was really seen on that field of play. And that's why you saw it that when Jesus came on through, the movement improved. Arsenal were really pressing high up the pitch, and Everton knew to it that they are really facing what we call a world-class player in the names of Gabriel Jesus, and they really got to know what his wrath was. So I'm giving Nketiah a 6 out of 10. That is it. 6 out of 10 for Eddie Nketiah. We go to the substitutes. The first substitute was Leandro Trossard, who came in through and obviously scored that goal, and I saw him in the first half giving something different altogether. I've always told you that there is something different in Leandro Trossard. Sometimes I thought he was really not fast, but he has gone ahead to show me that he's a lightning quick player, and the way he bursts into space most of the times just justifies how good this player is. And there are lots of things we're going to have to know about him, and he keeps showing us what exactly he is all about. This season, he had not gone ahead to play very many games, but he's been coming off the bench, having not played any minute in the game of Man United. He went off to the Belgian national team and scored some goals. Then he comes in through and scores the most important goal of Arsenal. And it shows you exactly what he's all about. And that is a player called Leandro Trossard. And to my own understanding, Leandro Trossard really deserves an 8.5 out of 10. He had the most important moment of the game. That is Leandro Trossard, and he made it count. So he's an 8.5 out of 10 for me. That is Leandro Trossard. And there are some runs he made, the way he tracks back and he cuts in the midfield. You know, he's a versatile player, and when he drops into the midfield, he's like a midfielder. And there is a run he made that got the ball from the left back position of Arsenal, and then cut inside the midfield and then passed through the central axis. And I said, oh my, this guy is obviously talented, and he's continuing to show us what his full levels are all about. And that is Leandro Trossard for you, getting an 8.5 out of 10. He also put in a very good cross from the byline, but Eddie Nketiah was not in between the face or the mouth of the goal to obviously meet it. He was at the far post, and he couldn't obviously give him the best that he deserves to obviously acquire an assist. And the other player that I've not talked about who really started the game was Fabio Vieira. I think he had a very good game. You know, there is a chance he got, and he tried to do a cutback in the first half. Even in the second half, he got a chance. You remember that shot? It came in from who? It was from Martin Odegaard. Odegaard hit that ball. After hitting it, the goalkeeper just fisted it back into the field of play, and Fabio Vieira found it. When Fabio Vieira found it, instead of giving it to Gabriel Jesus, who was really well positioned, he went ahead to hit it, and it went into a corner because Mialenko just put his body into there for you. So he really had a very brilliant display. I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. That is Fabio Vieira, and it shows you that Arteta is now trying to get something out of the player, and it shows you that you should also give Kai Havertz some time. Talking about Kai Havertz, came off the bench, did what he had to do. His main point was to slow down the game and win the early duels and put in that chasing, fighting spirit for the side of Arsenal. He did his job very, very well. That is Kai Havertz. So I'm giving Kai Havertz a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Tomiyasu, 6.5 out of 10 for me. And who else came on? I think those are the players that came on. Trossard, Havertz, Jesus, and Tomiyasu. Aren't they the only four that really came on the field of play? If at all I'm not mistaken, I think they are. I think they are the only players that really came up on the field of play. Let me see. Yeah, those are the four that really came on play. And let me give Mikel Arteta a 7 out of 10. Though I really criticize him a little bit for taking long to obviously bring on those players, especially the substitutes, because Nketiah was doing nothing on the field of play, and Nketiah would have been the first person to be taken off the field of play. But I think he never wanted to really frustrate him, because he was already frustrated, having not played any minutes in the game of England. In the two games England played against Ukraine and Scotland. 7 out of 10 for the manager. My man of the match is obviously Leandro Trossard. That is it. Leandro Trossard is my man of the match, and he really put in a very good shift. So guys, tell me who your man of the match is. This is Rokani David, onto the Rokani Media Football. For now, I sign out. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the blood of Jesus Christ keep you great in the night, and see you fulfill all your endeavors. The Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Laufikum. I'm out.